So to create these shamrocks here, all I did was using the laser pictogram stitches within my machine. I was able to do that. Now I'm using a Designer Epic 3 in sewing mode, but this can also be done in the Epic 2 because it's got the laser pictogram stitches. It cannot be done in the original Epic or the 980Q or the Ruby 90. So if you have the laser pictogram stitches, you can do this. So to do it, I wanted to actually set it up as a program so it was easier for me to do when I wanted to repeat it. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to create sequence. Going to take it a second. The first thing I want to do is I want to find something to use as a stem. So what I did is I actually went over to satin. Now these are going to be different depending on the machine you're using, and I just went over here into C3 and I went in and I picked on, let's get down here towards the bottom, and I picked on this guy here. Now you can flip it back and forth, you can flip it to the left or flip it to the right, I don't care. I'm going to actually elongate it just a little bit, and I'm just going to make it about a 40. 40 works. So I need to program a stop so it knows to stop so I can lay down my fabric. So I'm going to just put a stop in. And then I'm going to go over to the laser pictogram stitches in building blocks. That's in the Epic 3 again. I'm going to pick on number 2, which is the upside down heart. Then I'm going to pick on this one. And these have automatic stops already in it. I'm going to do that again. And I'm going to do that again. So when it stops this time, I can actually have it cut the scissors. Okay, so I'm just going to go in, I'm going to go out of here, and I could save this if I wanted to, but I'm not going to this time. I'm going to come here, and it's going to show here, and I'm actually going to move over so that I can actually show you how this is actually going to stitch. It's really pretty simple. Okay, so I've turned on my laser over in my projection setup, and in the Epic 3 it's going to be a little bit different, but you're going to get an idea of how to do it. What I need is a pair of really good sharp scissors. I needed 3 pieces of green fabric, and I've got my laser on so I can actually see it. So the first thing it's going to do is it's going to actually stitch that satin stitch. It's kind of a strange little satin, but that's what I decided on. And I'm also using my open toe foot, and I'm going to go and I'm going to start to stitch. Okay, so once it's stitched the satin stitch, what I need to do is I need to stop, and I need it to turn the fabric. So what I need to do is I'm actually going to sit and I'm going to set my needle down, which I meant to do before, and I'm going to turn my base fabric, and it doesn't matter which way you go because they're going to basically be done the same thing. So I'm just going to have it come out this way, and I'm going to lay my first piece of fabric. And if you want to draw lines, you can do that. I'm not going to. I'm just going to lay this up here, and I just actually, because of the angle I'm going to do this at, I can use that laser to kind of come this way, and I can see that my design is going to be good. If I wanted to put stitch preview on it, I could do that and I'd be fine too. So I'm just going to use my start stop button. Okay, so I've got the first one done. Now I need to actually turn my fabric, and I need to aim that laser so it's coming here. Now the big thing is doing that just at this point. You don't need to, it's because the fabric's going to move, your laser is going to move too. But what it is you want to make sure that you're going to set that up so it's going there. And the big thing is just holding your fabric so that it doesn't turn on you. Okay, once it's there, all I'm going to do is I'm going to actually turn this out of the way, and I'm going to actually trim some of my fabric. I'm going to trim it close. Now again, you could use a little bit of steamer seam or something on the back of this so it doesn't fray quite so much, but I didn't. And because I can do this at any angle I want to, I'm going to do it so it's about that angle this time, and I'm going to lay my next piece of fabric down. Just kind of watching so that I know that it's going to be okay, and I'm going to stitch the next stitch. Hit my start stop button. Again, I didn't care where that kept moving to. I just paid attention at the very beginning. So I need to make sure that this is going to end up here. So I'm going to again do the same thing. And there it is. So now I need to do that last part of the shamrock. Now I could do 4 of these if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to cut this off over here to the side. Be careful not to cut your thread. And I need to do that other one, and I'm going to kind of angle it just a little bit more. I need to find my fabric here. Again, I'm going to lay my fabric down. I'm going to stitch. Stop, turn, aim so that laser is coming right to that point again. And there it is. So I'm going to use my scissors, and it should have cut, but it didn't. If I would have hit start stop, it would have cut for me. So now I've got this. Now give me a second. I'm going to trim all this up. Okay, so I now have my shamrock done. Now I could attach, put in the ones I did before, I put a little sequence in here. You could actually put something else in there if you wanted to, just like a candle wicking stitch, or just something just to kind of cover up that little center. But that's personally up to you. You could do a whole row of these things very quickly and simply. Thanks for watching.